Hey everybody, Stationary Engineer here, back with an HVAC quick tip. Today we are working on a Bulldog heat pump. This model is the IKV, which stands for Innkeeper Vertical. This is the 1.5 ton version of the Bulldog heat pump. In this case, we had a resident put in a work order stating that they were not receiving heat from their heat pump. So we sent an engineer up to their apartment to check it out. He pulled off the cover panel here and noticed that the control panel was completely dead. He had no diagnostic LEDs. In fact, he had no LEDs whatsoever. So we brought it down to our workspace here. You can see we can hook it up to our closed loop system, and we could diagnose this away from the resident so we are not disturbing them in their home. So typically when you see these Bulldog heat pumps with a dead panel, it means you have a blown fuse. In this case, it's the low voltage fuse. We have a 2 amp fuse, and I pull it out here, and if you can take a look, you can see that yes, this fuse is in fact blown. So we know it's a problem on the low voltage side of the system. So if history is any indication, I know where I would like to start looking for this low voltage short. So first thing I need to do is I need to get this lower panel off. And behind this lower panel is going to be my compressor, it's going to be my actuators, it's going to be my TXV. And what I have found in the past is the wires that operate the actuator are actually passing right in front of the suction line, and they're being compressed by this front panel. And they're being pushed right against that suction line. And the vibration and the heat that is happening inside this compartment is actually melting the insulation right off the wire. So here, take a look. Yes, you can see the insulation is actually starting to wear away, and you can see a bare copper wire. It's kind of hard to see, but those are bare wires. So really the simplest solution that I've found for these Bulldog heat pumps is to just go ahead and wrap those exposed wires in electrical tape. I found that it does the trick. It's quick, it's dirty, and it gets these heat pumps back into service. Now, if down the road I wanted to cut the wires out and splice in new lengths of wire and try and isolate them from those copper pipes, I certainly could. But for at least a year, maybe more, this electrical tape is going to do the job. So once we get those actuator wires all taped up, we're going to go ahead and install a new 2 amp fuse into the heat pump. It's kind of tricky. It's kind of in a tight spot where we can get it in there. And after we get that on, we're going to go ahead and power the unit back up and check for normal operation. As you can see, once I plug it back in, all our LEDs light up on the panel, and we are good to go. So there you have it. Thanks for watching The Stationary Engineer.